Blog Talk Radio, the world's largest online radio network.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Lots of stuff happening in the world of off-road, and we're ramping up for the biggest off-road race of the year, at least on the short course side of things, and that's Crandon. I just want to thank everybody over the weekend. We had some more listeners tune into some back episodes. We have officially hit 150,000 unique listeners. So thank you all for tuning in and supporting us, and we'll keep this project going. And lots of stuff happening over the weekend. Had Lucas Oil race. Rob MacCachren still in his quest for 200 wins, and we'll touch on that in a little bit. But right now we've got Mr. Robby Gordon hanging out in the queue. How you doing, Robbie?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Jay?
Pretty good. I guess we got a lot to talk about today, but let's start off by talking about Vegas To Reno a week ago. You had a great run there, pretty clean run, and starting way in the back, and came through the field and ended up just losing by a few seconds. I think another 5 or 10 miles, you probably would have had it.
Yeah, we had a really good run there. Vegas To Reno is just an awesome race. Really cool roads. Casey had a good course. I like the fact, a lot of people will come back and say, I don't like not pre-running, but I got to be honest, I like the fact that I'm pre-running. I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think the way he had it marked and the GPS markings, we had no issues with our run whatsoever. I don't think we had any off-course excursions or any bad G-outs or something that wasn't good for us. So all in all, RPM, Geyser Brothers, Toyota Tires, another great weekend. We're well on our way to the Best in the Desert Championship and probably the overall points championship for Best in the Desert. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I think this whole deal with the Best in the Desert Championship chase this year, it was kind of came out of nowhere, right? I mean, you're planning on doing Parker as a one-off and kind of steamrolled into, well, let's go to the Mint and let's go to Silver State, and here we are, right?
That's basically exactly how it happened. It was a Parker one-off. Let's go and see how we run, and let's see see how we stack up there. And then obviously we overall Parker, and then followed up overall at the Mint, and then Silver State. I think if you look at all these victories, I think a minute would separate a win overall at all 4 races so far. But we did win Class 1, and we've been in the position. So. I never thought we would have got this close at Vegas To Reno. I thought we would probably end up 8th, 9th, 10th with this many good cars running today. I thought we would have finished about in that position. But to finish second and just, I think it was 28 seconds, 38 seconds, something like that back was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you came through 50-some cars. It really is awesome. Let's fast forward here. I mean, we got a lot going on, but I think what everybody wants to know about is Crandon coming up this weekend. I mean, you're back in the Pro 2, which is it's been a year or so since you've been in that in an event. We've got the debut of the Stadium Super Trucks. Tell us what you got going on at Crandon. I mean, this is a big weekend for Speed Energy, for Stadium Super Trucks, Robby Gordon Motorsports. I mean, it's all wrapped up into one here at Crandon this weekend.
Well, it is. It's big for us. With regards to Speed and Stadium Super Trucks, they're 2 completely separate entities, and we're trying to do everything we can to keep these 2 as separate as possible. The Stadium Super Trucks is something that I always dreamed of being able to do, and we finally got ourselves in a position where we could put this dream into reality again. It's a series that has been around before. You look at Lucas Oil today, or the TORC series, or the TORC series as it is today. We need to figure out how to put 50,000 people in grandstands, and that's obviously our goal. It's we're not trying to do what is currently existing. We're trying to do something completely different, and we're starting to get some traction ahead. We've got some great events. We've got Phoenix. I think we've got 9 or 10 contracted stadium events for next year. We've got University of Phoenix and Glendale. We've got LA Coliseum, San Diego Qualcomm, Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis, the Metro Dome in Minneapolis, the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, and then Sam Boyd back in Vegas. So we've got some really good events and venues that take our our sport of off-road racing the way we know it, and we spread it across the United States instead of just being a Western region sport.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about these venues. I mean, obviously, you know, your plan is to pack these stadiums, which I think you're going to have no problem doing, just because it's been so long since. Well, I mean, let's face it, parts of the country, you know, like Minnesota. When was the last time they had an off-road race, or or Missouri? But you know, I mean, not only are you going to pack the stadiums, but you've got a TV package in the works for this, right? That's going to air Sunday. I mean, we're not talking like a month or two delay like a lot of off-road coverage. I mean, this is next day coverage, right?
Oh no, we're definitely working on our television package, and that's something out. I've only got a few more days. I want to hit my goal and be out by the 1st with our television package, and that's been a little bit difficult to get it finalized. But I feel confident that we'll get what we want, and that's going to be next day live or next day coverage. And then if you look at the races, the Midwest loves off-road. If you look at Crandon this weekend, they'll have 35 to 50,000 people there. That's the type of audience that we want to have at every one of our events. And we've got cars and trucks and a show designed that will leave these people after 3 hours of entertainment wanting more.
Yeah, and let's talk about, I mean, the debut of Stadium Super Trucks at Crandon this weekend. And from what I've heard, originally it was planned to have 6 trucks, and it's going to be kind of a champions race, right? All past short course champions, from what I understand.
Well, I've got some commitments from some guys. I'm waiting on a commitment from Rob MacCachren. I think his commitment would solidify it. But if you look at the guys that we have slotted right now, Ricky Johnson, Andrew Cadell, I was really focusing on the TORC Series champions from last year. If you take Ricky, Rob, and Andrew, you've got the champions from all their Elite Series driving one of these trucks. So that's our main goal. But I've not got 100% commitment from Rob. That doesn't mean we're not going to get one before the weekend. I've had a lot of other guys very interested in it. I've got Johnny Greaves, too. I'm sorry about that. We got Johnny Greaves driving a car as well. Obviously has won many championships in the Midwest before, and we look forward to having him in one of our vehicles as well.
And that's obviously a star-studded lineup of drivers that you've got, committed to do this race. I know originally talking with you a few months back, you'd said tentatively you think at Crandon these trucks could possibly set a track record. You still thinking that after getting more seat time and stuff, are we still looking at running times with Pro 4 or even faster?
Well, if you look at where Pro 2 was, and I think we got to really stay focused on the 2-wheel drives. I think we would have qualified 5th at Glen Helen based on our very first test. We would have qualified 5th in the Pro 2 cars, based on lap times on a shaved DOT tire. At Crandon, we had Johnny's sponsor, Maxxis. They wanted to run on race tires, so obviously we got race tires from Toyo, and we're getting some race tires from BF, and we're going to run them on race tires there. So I think that we'll be able to match the Pro 2s. It's going to be interesting to see, but we've done a little bit more testing, but all the testing we've done since Glen Helen has been big air. What does it take to land at 20 feet of altitude without hurting the driver? So we've been, the shock valving has changed quite a bit for big jumps compared to what it was like we would need for a track like a Lucas Oil or a TORC Series. So I think the suspension could be more rigid there and have a lot less sway. But with big air jumps, we got to unload and preload, and we got to get these things launched up, but they also have to be able to land on flat ground.
Well, these trucks, talking about that, I mean, just the videos I've seen, these trucks have been so durable. I mean, guys, rolling them over at the test at Glen Helen, you just push them back over, and I mean, you're talking minor damage. I mean, they proved to be, tremendously durable, right?
Well, we've also made them very modular. They're now built in 3 completely different sections that bolt together. So the cars are not a complete chassis that's all fabricated as one unit. We've worked with our engineering department. We've worked with design guys to be able to get these cars where they're modular, so that if you do get landed on the back of the car, the whole chassis is not wiped out. It's just a back clip goes on, and 6 bolts and a couple shocks, and the back clip goes back on the car. Completely ready to go with radiators and fuel cells and all the stuff that we need to be able to keep. Our goal is to keep 30 of these cars on the racetrack at a time.
That's it truly is. I mean, amazing. And I think after these trucks take off like that, I think you may see some people building for other short course series, trying to kind of copy. Not, I wouldn't say the design and but some of the theory that goes into these trucks, because it really is amazing.
Well, there's a lot of things. I knew that would happen. If you look at kind of my history in off-road racing, when we built cars, it seems like somebody just goes and copies it. And one of the things that we did right away when we built this car, and before we let it out publicly, is we went and got some patents and some trademarks on it.
Awesome. That's great, and it should keep somebody to run a truck like yours, they've got to run the Stadium Super Truck Series, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we've worked hard on a lot of things trying to keep our series different from the others, but we do want to work with the TORC Series. We want to work with USAC. We want to have some great competition, some very entertaining races for the fans out there, because it's about competition. It's about excitement, competition, close racing, guys doing battle. If you look at when you used to have standing room only for NASCAR tickets at Bristol, it was back when it was one groove and there was 19 cautions because guys had to root their way to the front. And that's kind of the same thing we're working on with our series. We want some good racing, some good wheel banging, and we want the cars to be viable enough to, if they do flip over, you just roll them back over and they take off again. That's going to put on a good show for us.
Yes, awesome. Okay, let's talk about Pro 2. I know you've, obviously we've got the debut of Stadium Super Trucks, but you're also bringing the Pro 2 out to run at Crandon as well, correct? And you've some funding on for the Pro 2, right?
Yeah, we're excited. I've had a long relationship with John Menard and his stores. He's a Midwest chain. He's actually the home base is out of Wisconsin. So, Crandon makes sense for Menard stores, and we've got a couple appearances set up this weekend. One in Wausau and one in Rylander. So we've got some good stuff going on.
That's just awesome. Now, we've got a couple of questions from the chat board. I know you're busy and you guys are getting ready to go back to Crandon, but I had an email question before we went live, and somebody's interested in knowing about your Dakar program for this year. Is it still on with the Stadium Super Trucks taking off, or are you just concentrating on that, or are you going back to run Dakar this year?
Obviously Dakar is our goal. The cars are completely disassembled in the shop. Parts have been made, transmissions have been sent out, motors have been out for rebuild, bodywork's obviously all out for repair, but Stadium Trucks has consumed us lately, and we believe that is for sure the future of American off-road and maybe future of American-style motorsports with the package that we're doing here. So, the Dakar is something that's on the agenda, but we still got a few months before we got to ship, and obviously this week the focus is on of these cars done. If you think about building 6 cars in about 4 months, has been pretty impressive that we can get them built this quick, and that they're out tested, they're reliable, and we've still got another 6 months before we're even talking about racing a race. Yeah.
And next question is obviously with the Stadium Super Trucks test, and you've had you've done a lot of cool video shoots. Well, everybody wants to know about Max and the and the Polaris that he was jumping. We're going to see Max in maybe a trophy card anytime soon, or how is he taking to off-road racing? Obviously from the videos, I mean, it looks like it's hammered down.
He's getting it pretty good. He's definitely got the 4-wheel drift thing figured out, how to slide around. He's got good car control. He's been having a lot of fun here. We got a test track set up here right outside the shop. So, at the end of the day, 5, 6 o'clock, he rolls over. Is it time for me to drive yet? And I laugh about this, but I'm pretty confident that by the time Thanksgiving rolls around, he could drive one of these Stadium Trucks at Glamis. I feel confident that he can go out there and just wheel it, no problem.
That'll be awesome to see. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool. That's kind of one of my goals this year, is see if we can get him in one, bust him around a little bit in a place like Glamis, so that it has some forgiving sand. But I think he can do it.
That's definitely, you're gonna have everybody tune in over Thanksgiving weekend. I can tell you that already.
Or standing back, one of the two, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking time to come on air. I know you guys are getting ready to go back to Crandon. Wish you good luck with the Pro 2 and the debut of Stadium Super Trucks. We'll definitely be tuned in live online. I know TORC's got some tremendous online live coverage, so we'll definitely be tuning in for that.
All right, well, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys' support. And I guess our next desert race will be in your hometown. I guess the Parker's the next one, right?
Yeah, that's it. We've got the Blue Water Desert Challenge coming up in October, I think like 6 weeks away or something. So I've got the trophy truck already torn down from Vegas to Reno and going back together and do some testing. And yeah, hit me up when you get to town. But thanks for Robby for coming on air with us, and I appreciate it. And geez, he's just a busy guy right now with Stadium Super Trucks, Pro 2, you know, the Truggy. Obviously, he's gonna run the Baja 1000 this year in the trophy truck. You know, Dakar, if he can get that put together. I mean, just a busy guy. You know, and he's run some NASCAR races this year too. Let's not forget about that. So just awesome that we were able to get him on air here and find out a little bit about what's happening at Crandon. I mean, obviously, this is the biggest off-road weekend of the year. You know, so I just I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's obviously the biggest off-road weekend of the year. I think everything they have going on at Crandon every year is just tremendous. So looking forward to this weekend, and obviously I'm not going to be at Crandon. I had a few opportunities that came up late. I've been talking in the last couple of days to go back there, and I just couldn't make it happen. But I will definitely be tuned in online, and I can guarantee you I will probably be in Crandon next year. So we're going to cut to a quick break, and we're going to have Keli Snyder on air here in a few minutes when we come back, and she's going to be talking everything Traxxas and Crandon as well. She's back there. I think she may be on the road to Crandon right now, and I know she's going to Indianapolis for the big drag race. So you know, she's a busy girl, just about as busy as Robby. So stay tuned for this quick commercial break, and we'll be back. All right, thanks for staying tuned. We're gonna see if we can dial up Keli now and see if we can get her on air with us.
Hello.
Hey, Keli, how you doing? You're live on air.
Oh, hey, how are you doing, Jim?
Doing pretty good. So, sounds like you've got a busy week ahead of you. I mean, obviously we've got Crandon. You're going to Indy for the drag races, I assume. Sounds like you're going to be a busy girl this week, right?
Oh, yes, of course. I leave for Indy tomorrow, and we have the big fan fest where they're going to pull out the last two names for the Traxxas Nitro Shootout on Wednesday in the downtown Indy Square. So I have that going on. And then I jump on a plane on Thursday, and I head out to Crandon, get there Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and then Friday we begin all of the festivities. So it's definitely going to be a really busy week for me, but I had this last weekend off, so that was my little preparation time to get ready.
Yeah, and I mean, let's talk about Crandon. I mean, you talk about obviously the festivities, and it's not like a regular, you know, short course off-road event, say like it, you know, like the Traxxas TORC series at is Charlotte. I mean, this is literally it's an event in itself. I mean, parades and just the amount of people there is just enormous.
Oh yeah, we have the Traxxas models out there, and I'm in charge of managing them, you know, along with all the other duties that I have. Yeah. So I've heard that, you know, they have to be escorted by police certain places. I mean, we really have to take every precaution just because it's such a big event. There's so many people out there. You know, my girls may get lost in the crowd. There are definitely many celebrities out there, but we have the parade on Friday down the streets of Crandon, and we have we're making up a race for Redbud, I think it was, on Friday night with the Pro 2, Pro 4 event. And then we have Saturday and Sunday full, you know, racing with all the sportsmen and pro classes, and then the big Amsoil Cup. So I'm really excited. Plus, of course, Robby Gordon's coming out and some of the Stadium Super Trucks. So this is an event, if you are an off-road fan, you can't miss it. And I know a lot of the other racers that don't normally race the TORC series may be coming out just to either watch or possibly bring their trucks out and race. So there may be some cool surprises out there that this coming weekend.
Yeah, that's what I understand. I was talking to a few people a week ago that were racing the race in Reno, and they said if they didn't demolish their truck, they were making a pretty long trip from Reno all the way to Crandon. So it should be exciting to see who shows up by race time.
Oh, of course. And I mean, I challenge anybody out there listening, if you have not been to Crandon or you've not raced in Crandon, you are missing out. I mean, Crandon dubs itself as, the center, the iconic, off-road town. So you definitely have to get out there and experience it in all of its glory.
Well, and the crazy thing about Crandon is it seems like, you see the event and you wouldn't think it could get any bigger, and then the next year it gets bigger, and they keep adding grandstands, and, it's just amazing, and really, I guess, other than the 2 race weekends a year, there's probably not a whole lot that happens in Crandon, so it's just crazy, this transformation that the town, goes through.
Oh, yeah. We went out there after the Bark River, and everybody was having test sessions out there. They made some changes to the track. I mean, they're really looking forward to this weekend alone. I mean, I'm 99% positive we sold out the last Crandon race, and I know this one people have been getting their tickets and assigned seats in the grandstands. They've redone these bleachers. They've added the memorial seats in the bleachers, so you can buy a specific seat that you can have all year long for the races. So it's definitely turning out to be the race, the track. Well, I mean, it always has, but more now than it ever has, I think. The Traxxas TORC Series has really brought it back to life, so I'm so excited to be a part of it. Plus, we're doing the big NBC show, a 2-hour special for the Red Bull Signature Series. So I'll be doing all of the pit reporting and podium announcing for NBC this weekend. So that's going to be really exciting as well.
Oh, that should be really awesome. I didn't know that. So that's congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. And then I don't think I'm going to be able to do the podium duty. So, of course, my little sister, who has had a lot of experience on TV as well, and, as a former fellow racer, I think she's going to step up and do all the live and internet announcing. So that's really good that the Snyder sisters can, take over those interviews when stuff like this comes along. So I'm really excited about that, too.
And she doubles as a Traxxas model once in a while, too, doesn't she?
She does. It was so funny when we did the speed coverage in Chicago. It was live, so I was tethered to the wall pretty much. So my power cord with my mic pack and everything could only go so far. Well, we found out that it wasn't going to go far enough to get me on the podium, and it was her first time working as a Traxxas model. And I looked at her, first race done, and I go, Taylor, I can't do it. I mean, she's known a lot of the big Pro 4, Pro 2 drivers all her life, but some of these new sportsman guys or some of the buggy guys she didn't know. And so she didn't take a note. She had no notes. She had no driving roster list. She winged it. And let me tell you, she did a better job than I did. I thought for sure my job's gone. My little sister is taking over. She does her interviews, and then she jumps down on the box and, also takes pictures as a Traxxas model. So she was definitely multitasking during that race. So she'll have to do it again this weekend.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, obviously, Traxxas, this being a big event, I mean, the people that are in attendance, we're going to have RC races in the, somewhere, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. They have one of the most beautiful RC track facilities there at Traxxas. So there'll definitely be some Traxxas races. So if people want to bring their Traxxas cars and race, please do. We have a big pro drivers race as well. That's one of the drivers' favorite parts. They get to all go race each other, not only in the big trucks, but also with their personalized Traxxas trucks. So it's just always a lot of fun. We'll be giving away a lot of Traxxas vehicles this weekend, so make sure to stay up to date on the Traxxas and the TORC websites and their Facebook pages. And there's always giveaways going on where you can text to win or, enter your name into the drawing. So there's always lots of cars being given away, and then you can drive, your very own Traxxas Slash. So always lots of good giveaways, and I think I'm going to try to enter my name in to win some of the cool I like the Rob Mack one, and we're sold out. So they have some to give away. I'm like, maybe I could enter. No, probably not, but I could try.
Well, before we fast forward and talk a little about the Traxxas shootout that we touched on earlier, we got a question from the chat board right now, and it's addressed to you. Keli, has any of the racers ever taken you for a ride in one of their trucks around any of the tracks?
Well, of course they have.
Yeah.
I've ridden with, let me see, a few years ago we did a TV segment, and I rode with Jerry Doherty, and then the other pit reporter rode with Jeremy Twitch Stenberg, so that was really fun. We definitely won. And my dad used to be the founder of ProComp, and he started ProComp, so the coin team, I used to ride with Travis a lot, but I I'm kind of a little nervous because I've known all these guys for so long and I've been in the industry for so long. I'm very picky about who I want to get into the truck with. If that sounds crazy, I mean, there's a few guys that I definitely would trust my life with. I mean, I would get into the truck with them. But there's a few, I don't know. I think they would try to scare me and something could possibly happen. So I have to be a little careful.
Yeah, you're not going to sign up for a ride with Adrian Cheney anytime soon? Is that what I hear?
You know what? Actually, I think he would be okay. I think he would be an okay driver. I think it would be, sure, heck of a lot of fun, but I definitely want a GoPro and, 2 helmets. If you could, double pad a helmet, I'd do that. Then I'd be good.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about the NHRA Traxxas shootout. That's the big news is the voting ends tomorrow, and we've got to get Courtney into the shootout, right?
Oh yes. So the Traxxas Nitro shootout, the first 7 in the top fuel and the funny car classes, the first 7 to win a race will qualify into the shootout. Well, Courtney made it to the finals for her first time against Arend for that 7th spot and lost in the finals. So she has to be voted in, and she's like, we need the Traxxas car in the Traxxas Nitro shootout. And she just wants to race. I mean, the girls had the most amazing rookie season anyone could really ask for. I mean, it took her dad 15 years, he said 10 to 15 years to get his first win. It took Ashley 2 years, her sister, and it took her 15 rounds to get her first win. So she's definitely born to race. And we need to get her in. She's done some pretty funny videos online, and she put out an outtakes video today. That's great. But her dad has been my favorite. He called Mike Jenkins the other day and said, okay, so if she doesn't win, I'm going to stand up, and it's going to be like Hunger Games. I volunteer as tribute. She can have my spot. So I thought that was pretty funny. We're all pushing for Courtney. So you just have to go on NHRA's Facebook and vote for her today. And it's like a full lottery-sized voting process. So there's 100 balls, and for every percentage of votes that you have, you get that many balls. So say Courtney right now I think has somewhere around 70 or 80%, she'll get 70 or 80 balls into the bin. But at the end of the day, somebody could have 1% and 1 ball and they could win. So we need to make sure her chances are, through the roof, and she has as many votes as possible so that, the chance of her winning is a lot more likely. So you got to vote. Don't forget to vote. She'll be picked on Wednesday. That's our goal. Get the Traxxas girl in the Traxxas Nitro shootout. And it's $100,000 on the line for each class, so that's definitely something that these drivers are going to be fighting for.
Well, and speaking of those videos that she's put out, for this, and I got to say, I watched them. I had to watch them a couple times. I was seriously cracking up. They were hilarious. She's on the boat with her family, and in her fire suit, laying out on the boat, and it's just hilarious.
Yes, you have to go watch the outtake one. I don't know if they put it up just recently or it's been up, but I just watched it about an hour ago, and I could not stop laughing. Everyone in the office and marketing was just looking at me like I was crazy, but John's in it a lot more, and her little nephew, baby Jacob, is talking. He's just making baby noises behind when they're trying to get stuff done, and it's just hilarious. So you got to go watch it. I'm really lucky to have that girl as my best friend, so we like to have fun.
Well, it sounds like it. I like following you guys' antics on, between Twitter and Instagram and everything else. It looks like you two definitely have a good time when you're together.
Oh, yeah. We are celebrating my birthday next week. Yeah, my birthday is September 9th. So I've been so busy I forgot that it was coming up. She goes, okay, you're coming to California and we're planning something. I planned her birthday a couple months ago, so she's like, I'm planning something for your birthday. And they've decided we're going camping, but no, we're not bringing my motorhome. No, we're not getting a motorhome. We're sleeping in tents. So I haven't been tent camping since I was probably about 8 years old, but here I go.
Oh my gosh, that's you guys definitely have to bring a video camera and tape record that.
Oh yeah, GoPros will be, we will mount the GoPros all over the campsite because this will be something that I need to document. Yeah. It's going to get a little crazy roughing it.
Sounds like it should be a good time. I guess pretty much, I don't know. I mean, we could talk about, winding down, but I'm just looking over, the athlete roster that you guys have assembled at Traxxas, and it's just amazing. And I mean, obviously, your recent signings, you guys have Liam Dorn, who's, he's growing in popularity here in the States. I mean, he's a superhero over in Europe, but Ashley Fialik, I mean, she's just been dominant this year, and you guys picked her up earlier this season, right?
We did pick her up. Yeah, I used to host the AMA Women's Pro Motocross show. That was the first thing I ever did on TV when I was, 18 or 19. It was kind of like my big break in TV, I guess you could say. And I met Ashley from the beginning. I knew we would be friends, and she has such a great family and just such a great story. She's just a great human and interest and just a great person in general. So I was really lucky to bring her on board as part of the Traxxas family. And she's been just killing it. I mean, she's had some pretty crazy crashes here in the last few months, but she's always surprising everyone with her resilience and, just getting back on the bike and being ready to go. And I think the best part about Ashley is that she's not afraid to say, I'm not ready to ride again. Like, I crashed and I need to recover. And she's not afraid to say no, and she's not afraid to, heal. Because a lot of these guys, they just want to race, and they'll sacrifice their health sometimes when they shouldn't, but she will not. She stands true to, when I need to recover, I'm recovering, and then when I'm ready, I'll come out and show you all why I'm number one. So I think that's a really good thing about her, and all of our athletes are very much like that, and they're just great people. So they'll all be out at SEMA. I've been working so crazy trying to get the SEMA list together for our athlete Traxxas signing in the booth. So if you want to meet your favorite athletes that Traxxas sponsors, you can come out to SEMA, and the schedule for their autograph signings will be announced here within the next week. So that'll be fun. We've never had athletes in the booth before, so I'm glad to bring them to SEMA, and the general public can get their autographs and say hi.
That should be awesome. Get me over the list when you get it, and I'll make sure and get it up on Facebook and the website and stuff like that.
I will.
Should be awesome.
And Robby will be there. I called him the other day, and he goes, "Of course I'll be there. I'd love to help." So that'll be good. If you guys are Robby fans listening in, he'll be in the Traxxas booth. So I will send you the list, and you can let everybody know when he's in the booth signing.
Sounds good. I did see one last thing. I did see you guys got a new truck coming out for him, right? With the Hummer body.
Yeah, we do, but I don't know how much I can disclose that. So
okay. Well, I saw some sneak peeks on on his website and stuff, but I guess we won't push it too much for information. But I know we all know it's coming.
Yes, exactly. So stay tuned. It'll all be unveiled in time, and I'm just really excited about Stadium Super Trucks. We as Traxxas have 2 in there, so we just have to figure out who the drivers will be. So I know the guys are competing right now, going, pick me. I want to drive it. I'm like, hey, now, how about I just drive it? What do you guys think? I think I should drive it. I'm going to pitch that to Robby. I think I should drive the other one.
Yeah, he'll put you in it, too, I'm sure.
I know. I was like, either that or TV. I don't know. Race or do TV. Or I could do both. Hey, why not?
You can do both. Just get out of the truck, and then
you'll
be on the podium, so it'll be easy to do the podium interviews, right?
Oh, I like the confidence boost. Yes, thanks, Jim.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Have a good time in Indianapolis and at Crandon, and good luck to Courtney, and hopefully we can get her voted into the Traxxas shootout.
Of course, yeah. Don't forget to go on NHRA's Facebook and vote her in today. Today's your last chance. Tell everybody. And if anybody's in Indy or Crandon this weekend, please come up and say hi. And told me you listened in on Jim's show, and I would love to say hi to you. If you want a picture with the Traxxas girls, they'll be there with me too. So just don't be afraid to come up and say hi.
All right, sounds great, and I appreciate you coming on air.
Of course, I love it every time.
All right, take it easy.
Okay, bye, Jim.
Bye. That was Keli Snyder at Traxxas, just a TV personality extraordinaire, handles all the athletes for Traxxas. I don't know. She's about as busy as Robby Gordon is the easiest way to put it. So the big thing coming out of that, though, is definitely go to Facebook right now if you're tuned in. NHRA Facebook page, I've already been there. I've already voted last week. I can't vote more than once, but you can go to another computer and vote. But log in and definitely go and vote for Courtney and get her in the Traxxas shootout. We need the Traxxas driver in the Traxxas shootout. It only makes sense. So definitely go on there and vote. We're going to cut to another short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have the RaceDesert.com hot topic. We're going to have our new Fans Choice segment and Lucas Oil Reno coverage. World Rally Championship coverage, HDRA coverage, Formula Drift coverage. We got all kinds of coverage coming up, so stay tuned. We're going to be here for a while. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, thanks for staying with us through the break. I guess the first thing we're going to start off with, and if you didn't know, this is one of my announcements to make. We've teamed up with RaceDesert.com. We're going to be kind of trading out content here and there. Kind of a partnership, so to say. They're going to have obviously my show on the front page of their site, and we're going to bring some of their forums to the show. So it should be exciting. One of the first things that we're doing is the RaceDesert.com Hot Topic of the Week. So we're going to dedicate to every show a couple of minutes to whatever the hottest topic on their forums is within reason. It gets a little crazy over there on RaceDesert.com. So some of the stuff we're not going to cover because, we just, I'm not one to broadcast rumors and whatnot. But the hot topic this week is Occupy the Desert. It's basically a thread on the Race Desert forums talking about, us off-roaders taking back our desert. And, it's been an ongoing battle forever. And, between the BLM and recreationalist, it has. It's not new news, but it seems like the past couple of years things have become elevated, and basically it's a group of people getting together, and they're talking about hosting an unofficial race or gathering, so to speak. Now, let's not call it a race, but go to a specific area, with a group of 40 or 50 race cars, and going and having an unofficial race, just to see who can get from point A to point B the fastest without having all the permits, and basically using our lands for what we like to do. And I don't think it's a bad idea. It's I don't know. Let's I would support it. Let's see what can happen. Definitely a cool idea. Definitely a thread I am monitoring on RaceDesert.com. Obviously, you've got people swinging one way or the other. It's just an interesting concept. I know some very, very good people at the BLM that support what we do. They love off-road racing, and if they're not working on an off-road race weekend, they actually go to the events and watch. And then I know the people that are total polar opposite, that are down with off-road, and come, with their shovel and just ready to kick us out of the desert. And then, on the flip side, I know recreationalists that go and terrorize everything and give the 95% of us that don't a bad name. So, it's an interesting topic, an interesting thread, definitely worth the read. So go and check it out, racedesert.com. It's called Occupy the Desert. The other big event, Lucas Oil had their big race over the weekend in Reno, Nevada, an all-new facility. The Wild West, I can't think of the official name of the race, Wild West Off-Road Showdown, something so to speak. But anyways, brand new track in Reno, Nevada. I didn't get a chance to I guess tune in very much over the weekend, online and stuff like that. I do have the results and do have the story. The first round happening on Saturday, Pro 2. Marty Hart coming away with a win. Greg Adler in second. Jeff Geiser in third. Big news in the Pro 2 race. Rob MacCachren demolished his truck. A very in a very un-Rob move. Rob had a fight with a K-rail, it sounds like, and pretty much messed up his truck. So he actually had a truck, his spare truck, driven from Hemet all the way to Reno. Got there at like 7 a.m. for the Sunday round, threw the motor transmission in there and went to work. So we'll get onto that with coverage of the Sunday round, but that's why Rob wasn't on the podium. He's having a tough fight for this Rob Mac 200, this 200 win. Hopefully he can get it done at Crandon, but I don't know. It's been amazing. Anyways, Pro Light, Casey Curry coming away with a win. R.J. Anderson in second, and Bradley Morris in third. Pro 4 saw Kyle LeDuc with a win. Carl Renezetter in second, and Todd LeDuc in third. Todd LeDuc, the only guy this season in Pro Ford to never miss a podium. He's been on the podium every single round so far. Mr. Consistent. It's just amazing what kind of, as many wins as Kyle's got. It's just as amazing that Todd has been on the podium every single event. Really just amazing. Superlight, Cody Raiders with a win. Garrett Pullman second. Brian Osborne third, and my Speed Energy teammate Jesse Johnson coming home with a sixth-place finish. Fast forwarding to Sunday's coverage, Pro 2 saw Brian Deegan with a win, Carl Renezetter with a second, and Rob Mack with a third, which is amazing considering the truck was literally thrown together in the morning of the race on Sunday. He got like a handful of practice laps and comes away with a podium finish. Tells you what kind of racer Rob Mack is, man. He's just on another level, that's for sure. Pro Light, Ryan Beat with his first ever win. R.J. Anderson in second. Brian Deegan in third. And Pro 4, lots of interesting storylines in the Pro 4 race. Absolutely lots of them. First off, Carl Renezetter with a win. Puts him at 99 career victories. There's been a lot of debate over whether he was at 98 or 99. But Carl, I guess, officially was at 98. Now he's officially at 99 wins. So he's approaching win number 100, just as Rob is win number 200, just right there. Could pick it up at the next rounds. Todd LeDuc with a second. That's Todd on the podium once again. Continues his streak of podium finishes. And the surprise of the event, Kurt LeDuc finding a podium finish. So congratulations goes out to Kurt LeDuc finding the podium. And, it's been a while for Kurt, but great to see him back on the podium. And it was funny, with Carl, Todd, and Kurt on the podium. I guess Carl was giving his interview from the top of the podium, talking about win number 99 and approaching win number 100. I guess Kurt LeDuc snagged the microphone from Carl, and his comment was, "Is Todd standing here on the podium next to you, Carl? And I had 100 wins before Todd was even born." So just shows you the humor of Kurt LeDuc, and great to see him back on the podium. It's been a while. Superlight, your winner was Sheldon Creed. Jesse Johnson of Speed Energy with a second, and Drew Britt with a third. So that rounds out your Lucas Oil results from Reno. It sounds all in all like it's a great facility. Obviously, that was the first event ever held there. I think it's going to be a fixture for many years to come on the Lucas Oil schedule. Sounds like everybody in Reno just absolutely loved the event. And let's face it, in the past month, I mean, you had the HDRA 500 in Reno. You had the Best of the Desert Vegas to Reno last weekend, and then you turn around and you have Lucas Oil in Reno this weekend. Reno is just becoming the off-road mecca, so to speak. And I know a lot of people finished the Vegas to Reno last weekend, just stayed in Reno all week, and stayed there for the Lucas Oil race. I know, that it's, makes sense. A lot of sponsors took a few days of vacation and had their families up there, spent a great week in Reno and got to catch two events. So, I hope they schedule it that way next year. It seems to work out great for both, and obviously makes for a huge week in Reno. And I'm sure the casinos and businesses in the area sure aren't complaining. But that wraps up your Lucas Oil coverage from Reno. Next round is in Las Vegas at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, round 13 and 14 as we're winding this season down. It's the dates are September 21st and 22nd in Las Vegas. Definitely be tuning into that. And then obviously following that, you're going to have the TORC race about a week later from Antelope Valley, California. And we've also got Global Rallycross the next weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the same weekend as the TORC race at Antelope Valley. Coming to you live from Las Vegas. So Las Vegas is going to be hopping here at the end of September, and we're going to have lots of short course, lots of rally. Just should be a jam-packed schedule, for a week or two there. So definitely worth tuning in for. Let's skip over here to the chat board real quick. I'm just looking to see if we got any questions for our Fans Choice segment. I see one in there, but let's shoot from the hip. Shoot any questions over that you want me to cover, and we'll cover them in the Fans Choice segment. We don't have enough to start the segment up yet, but we'll fast forward to that here in a minute whenever you guys get some questions submitted. World Rally Championship from Germany. That season kind of getting winding down, so to speak. Big news is well, it's not big news. It's kind of big news when he doesn't win. But Sebastian Loeb taking home another win. And like we talked about earlier, especially when we had Lindsay Orridge, our World Rally Championship expert from Europe, on air a few months back. Sebastian Loeb is tentatively planning on maybe not doing the full World Rally Championship next year. Maybe a handful of events. He's been helping develop a car for Le Mans. Should be interesting to see what he would do, and it should be interesting to see what happens to the competition. I think instead of him dominating every race, you're going to see a lot of people competing for wins, whereas Sebastian just absolutely dominates. We had 15 stages at I call it Rally Germany, but it's Rally Deutschland. But anyways, 15 stages, Sebastian Loeb taking 9 of them. Obviously, Citroën took 9 because of Sebastian. Ford taking 5 stage wins, but Sebastian Loeb just absolutely dominating. Won the event by exactly 2 minutes, which in rally is a huge amount. Latvala coming in second, Hervinen in third, Osberg fourth, Chris Atkinson. Chris Atco, everybody knows him because he teamed up with Ken Block earlier this year at World Rally Championship Mexico. But he took a 5th in a Mini. His response was he thinks that the Minis have come a long way. In the next year or two, he thinks they're going to be very competitive. Pretty awesome for him to take a 5th place finish. Is not a WRC regular this year. Other notables, Nasser Al-Attiyah, everybody knows him from Dakar last year, teaming with Robby Gordon, coming off a bronze medal in the Olympics, took 8th place. Peter Solberg down in 11th would be some other notables. But that's your final results, is Sebastian Loeb continuing his dominance, which puts the World Rally Championship driver standings at Sebastian Loeb with 199 points, been virtually unbeatable this year. Migo Hervinen in second with 145. Peter Solberg third with 104, and Matty Alsberg in fourth with 102. So definitely some. We've got 4 rounds left. World Rally Championship, Great Britain is next, one of the most iconic rallies on the schedule. But I think your shakeup here is for third spot between Solberg and Osberg. I think Hervinen pretty much has second place locked up unless something really bad happens. If he keeps consistency up, he's guaranteed to walk away with a silver this year. And Loeb pretty much. I think if he just shows up, he's going to win the championship this year. It's been an amazing run that he's been on. That's absolutely for sure. But anyways, that wraps it up. Rally Great Britain, the next race on the schedule. But sounds like a great event that happened in Germany. HDRA night race over the weekend. I just was able to get a few results pulled up before we went on air. Tough to get, but sounds like it was a great event, not really well attended, but sounds like everybody says the same thing. HDRA is putting on some phenomenal events. They're just not really well attended. And I think that's going to change next year with people setting their schedules, especially with the score going away. It's going to free up a few dates on the calendar. I think you're definitely going to see HDRA see a spike in entries for next year. But your winner of Open Truck, also Trophy Truck, Trick Truck, TJ Flores. Mike Mitchell taking another win in Class 1 with Levi Rockhill in second. Let's fast forward down here. I'm just flipping through these. David Norris with the win in Class 10. 1-2-1600 saw Lucas Knecht with a win. Todd Stemmerman with a win in Class 1200, or Class 12, I guess you would call it. Fast forward down here, Class 3000, Reed Rutherford. 4400, David Moore with a win. 7200, Josh Quintero with a win. Heavy Metal went to Monty Tibbetts. Class 1900, UTV, Jake Shaw with a win. Class 5, 1600, Guy Saavedra. Class 7100, your winner was Javier Avila. Stock full, Robert Rogland with a win. Class 900, Derek Dixon. Sportsman Class 1400, Brandon Arthur, our guest from 2 weeks ago, continuing his winning streak in Class 1400, putting together a great season this year. Should be exciting to see what happens when the 16-year-old steps into a trophy truck next year. Class 1500 Sportsman Buggy, Nathan Ortiz. Class 2000 Sportsman Limited Truck, Brian Groves. And that wraps up your winners from the HDRA night race this season. Got a few events left on the HDRA calendar. I think the biggest one you're going to see is their race in Laughlin in November. I think the two-day event, just like SCORE used to run the Laughlin Desert Challenge, should be exciting. We'll see how that shapes up, but I think you're going to see a lot of entries, people not running the Baja 1000. Should be very well attended, I think, especially with the format they're running, the long course at Laughlin, and all the money that HDRA is throwing up for the winners. I think you're going to see a lot of guys that aren't going to run the Peninsula run because of funds show up to Laughlin and run the HDRA event. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. Let's go back to Fans' Choice. It looks like we've got up to a couple of questions on here. Gwen's bombarding us. Thanks a lot, Gwen. Am I going to race any other desert races this season? My schedule so far for the rest of this year, I am absolutely going to run the October Blue Water Desert Challenge Best in the Desert race. Past that, I think as far as desert racing goes, I will not be running any other races. I don't have any commitments for the Baja 1000, the point-to-point. I'm sure if I got a phone call in the next day or two or month, I would probably run that. But right now it's not on the schedule. But my truck, the number 15, will be October Blue Water Desert Challenge. And then the next race after that will be obviously the kickoff race in Parker in the 1st of February. I'm still talking possibly running a Superlight at some point this year in Lucas Oil for like a one-off race deal. I have been talking with them. We'll see what happens, see if everything materializes. As far as next season goes, I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking at a 4 to 5 race schedule next year in the 15, and obviously I'm going to fit in some short course racing, whether it be in a pro light or a super light. I'm going to be doing some kind of short course racing next year. So you will see me in a short course truck. My fallback, if I can't put my pro light program together, is to run a super light. It won't be for the full series, but it will be at a few races. So you will definitely see me in a super light at some point next year for sure, if I don't run one at some point this year. My picks to win Crandon this weekend. Number 1 pick, Rob MacCachren. He is going to get win number 200 at some point this weekend. You can mark my word, he will get it. Rob Mack is definitely one of my picks. I think Robby Gordon's going to be strong. Crandon's a fast track. Robby has a very fast Pro 2, one of the nicest Pro 2s ever built. It was built by Johnny Kaiser at Alpha. There was only 2 of those Pro 2s ever built. Robby Gordon owns one. Robbie Pierce at Mastercraft owns the other, which is actually up for sale right now. Those 2 trucks are lightning fast. I mean, they are absolutely amazingly fast. Robby's going to be tough. Especially in a Pro 2, and especially when you get to the Cup race where the Pro 2s get to start out front of the Pro 4s. So my picks probably, I would say Robby Gordon, Rob MacCachren. Ricky Johnson's going to be tough. Johnny Greaves is an animal at Crandon. Johnny has got to be everybody's top pick in Pro 4. That is his track. Johnny owns Crandon. As far as Pro 4 goes, Johnny is going to be so tough to beat. I don't care who you are. He is the man at Crandon. Adrian Cheney is fast at Crandon. Ricky Johnson's fast, but I would say Pro 4, my pick's going to be Johnny Greaves. I'm going to go with him. Pro 2, I'm going to say Robby Gordon or Rob MacCachren. Pro Light, you know what? My pick's going to go with Andrew Cadello. Andrew's been fast and consistent this year. I think Andrew's going to be tough to beat. And as far as Super Buggy goes, Mitchell DeYoung, I don't see anybody dethroning him anytime soon. So I can't wait to see him step it up to a truck next year and let some other guys some other guys win in the buggy class. It's just he's been dominant. As far as the stadium super truck race goes at Crandon, money's on Robby Gordon. He's got definitely 10 times the seat time anybody else does in a stadium super truck, and those aren't like your traditional truck. They are driven different. Obviously lightweight, high horsepower. I think they're paddle shifted. Robby's going to be tough to beat in a stadium super truck until other guys get the seat time that he does. That's just all there is to it. So those are my picks for Crandon. Will Trent be back on the show? I don't know. He said his job hours are changing. I don't know. He's welcome on anytime he can come on. I can't promise he's going to be back. Don't hold your breath. But he's got a great job working for the Hingeveld family. Those of you that we had Steve Hingeveld on air about 6 months ago, races a Trophy Light. You ought to know Steve Hingeveld from teaming with Johnny Campbell and on Team Honda for so long. One of probably the best night motorcycle racer in history. Any era, he is the best. I don't care. Any country in the world, Steve Hingeveld is the best night rider on the planet when it comes to endurance motorcycle racing. But anyways, I'm digressing here. Trent works for the Hingeveld family and one of their motorcycle dealerships. He loves his job and it just is what it is. Will I be signed into the chat room on XSAN TV? I don't know I don't know if I'll be signed in or not. I will try. I'll be watching the races. Obviously, I'll try and sign in. When I do my XSAN TV, my username is Jim Beaver 15, just like it always is. So I'll try and get signed in. Usually with those races, it takes so long during the day. I don't sit on the couch, the entire time. I come and go, but I'll try and get signed on for you guys, so I can chat with you. I guess that's gonna end up our fans choice segment for this week. But you guys can email in questions or send them on the chat board anytime you want. I kind of have fun with it. It kind of puts me on my toes, and we will definitely get back to doing trivia as well. Just got all kinds of stuff going on, and I still have a bunch of boxes to mail out. I'm bad. I do have everybody's addresses, names written down, what you guys won. You will get your boxes soon, I promise. Other than that, we did have some Formula Drift coverage from Las Vegas over the weekend. Under the lights in Las Vegas, sounds like it was an absolutely awesome event. The big news is Justin Pollock, who has been fairly dominant, him and Vaughn Gittin this year in the Ford Mustangs. He had a first-round exit. Got knocked out by Tyler McQuarrie, which is huge. I mean, Justin just doesn't lose very often, and to get knocked out in the first round, pretty amazing. It shook up the brackets for the rest of the event. Reese Millen coming across with a win. Reese has been coming on strong as of late. Frederick Osbo with a second, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. Taking home the third place finish. It puts Gittin in a fairly dominant position atop the leaderboards going into the last event. Diego Sato in second, Millen in third, and Pollock with his first round exit is sitting in fourth, outside of the top three going into the last round. So my predictions for Formula Drift in Irwindale to finish out the year are you're going to see Pollock be pretty dominant. He's going to come on strong. Millen, that track is basically his hometown track there at Irwindale. And Millen, he kind of helped develop this series in the United States, and and he's going to be tough at Irwindale. He's going to bring his A game. Vaughn Gittin is running really strong this year. I think Irwindale, September 12th and 13th, is going to finish out the year. My predictions are I think you're going to see Millen with a win again, but it should be tough because Irwindale is kind of like the Crandon of Formula Drift here in the States. That's the biggest event of the year. That's why they keep it for the last round of the year. It's their Baja 1000, it's their Crandon. So I think it should be a cool event. Definitely worth tuning into. Speaking of tuning in, I was going to get to this in a little bit, but Formula Drift TV coverage starts up over the weekend. Go to formuladee.com and find out. But they're going to start their coverage over this weekend. So you're going to have a lot to tune into this weekend. You're going to have Crandon, obviously, tune in online. They're going to have coverage all weekend long. You're going to have Formula Drift kick off their TV coverage over the weekend. And you're also going to have Motocross from Steel City, Pennsylvania. And motocross season winding down with that, and only one other event left to go until the Monster Million, so which isn't a points race. So, we're going to have lots of TV between Crandon, Motocross at Steel City, and Formula Drift TV starting up. So definitely you're going to be busy this weekend, that's for sure. Not only that, obviously you got drag racing from Indy, which is always a big event, and we got to root on Courtney Force, that's for darn sure. Other than that, I don't know. We don't have much left to talk about. I did want to say I've been getting a lot of messages, apparel for the show. I've got a full apparel line. We got a few shirts printed up for Vegas To Reno for the team. They are going to be for sale online here shortly. I'm working on a couple of deals. I don't know which online store they will be for sale in yet. They will be for sale in an online store. I'm going to have shirts, hats, hoodies, ladies' tanks and shirts, all brought to you by Intense Tees. It's co-branded Down and Dirty Show with Speed Energy. Very cool stuff. Obviously, our team shirts that will be for sale have all of our other sponsors on there as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'll post up some pictures on Facebook and social media today about of the team shirts. They turned out really good, and I've got a few of them and got more coming off the press. I'll let you guys know when they're for sale and where they are for sale at. Other than that, just want to thank all of the people that brought this show together today. Well, actually, before that, let's go to the chat board. What do you guys think? Next week, do I air on Monday or do I air on Tuesday? It's up to you guys. I can get either time slot I want. Do we air on Labor Day or and cover all the short course action from Crandon, or you want me to air on Tuesday? You tell me. What do you guys want? I'm waiting for an answer from you guys on the chat board. You tell me what you want. Do we air on Monday or we air on Tuesday? I'm thinking Monday because I want to cover Crandon, but you guys let me know. I'm waiting. Anyways, let's get to our supporters. Traxxas and Keli Snyder, thank you so much for coming on air and supporting us. Robby Gordon, Speed Energy, appreciate all you do. RaceDesert.com for becoming a content provider. UPR.com, Casey Highlights, Parker Motor Company, Intense Tees, Ahern Equipment Rentals, which has got some amazing stuff happening. Stay tuned for the Blue Water Desert Challenge in October. They're going to have all kinds of rental stuff going on. We're going to have a full sheet for all you racers tuning in. They've got some amazing products that they're going to be able to deliver to Parker, and that should be awesome in its own right. I don't know. Shoot, we've got so much stuff going on. It's just crazy. Blue Water Resort and Casino, I did want to mention, we didn't run a commercial today because I was going to talk about it. All you in the area, September 28th. I know it's a big weekend with Global Rallycross, the race in Antelope Valley, but all you punk and ska fans, Fishbone and Voodoo Glow Skull is going to be at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. On September 28th. Tickets are only $15, so if you're a punk or ska fan, definitely be there. Should be an awesome concert. You can get tickets online, bluewaterfun.com. Pull up entertainment. They got a full concert banner there and all the info on the concert, or you can call their ticket office. All the info is at bluewaterfun.com. Check it out. We'll have banner ads up on the site today at downanddirtyshow.com. Everybody's saying won't be working Monday, rock, paper, scissors. All right, we're shooting for Monday. We will be on air next Monday. That's what you guys said. That's what we're doing. So next Monday, 9:30, we're gonna have. I'm gonna try and get some torque racers on air and see who we can round up. So it should be cool to get some torque racers the day after Crandon on air. So I think we'll shoot for that. And definitely tune in over the weekend. If you don't tune into the biggest off-road race of the year online at TORC's website, you are missing out because it should be amazing. And shoot, we just found out today the Snyder sisters, one half of the Snyder sisters, Taylor, is going to be doing some of the coverage online. So definitely tune in for that. Those of you that are actually going to Crandon, have fun, be safe, and say hi to Keli Snyder. She said to stop by and say hi. And I'll make you a deal. If you are at Crandon, you get a picture taken with Keli Snyder from a cell phone, and you post it up on my Facebook page. I will. I'll send you a ticket or a ticket. I'll send you a T-shirt, one of the new T-shirts. So there you go. Take a picture with Keli Snyder at Crandon and put it up on my Facebook page. Tag me. I will mail you a T-shirt. So definitely, if you're there, it's something to shoot for. Other than that, have a good weekend. We will see you next Monday with all the coverage from Crandon. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for pushing us over 150,000 listeners. And don't forget, hashtag of the week, RobMac200. So spam that. Let's get Rob trending and support him in his quest for 200 wins. Thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.